Obrigado. Obrigado. Okay. Yes, Casnovians. I wasn't quite sure what the guy was doing there. He brought me a drink over, and he was just like staying by the table. I was like, anyway, so I wanted to just do this live stream for you boys. So I've officially finished all of the filming here in Lisbon. So we filmed together, myself and Daniel, filmed together for 4 days. So yeah, got to the end of the filming sessions, and honestly I couldn't be happier with the content that we created. I think it's really going to change a lot of people's lives across the world, and yeah, I don't know, I feel like it's just kind of setting new precedent for the content that I want to make. I feel as though the content that we've collected over these 4 days, it's really going to be game-changing material. And yeah, I don't know, boys, I just want every single video that I publish just really send a healthy dose of optimism your way. I think that I would love you boys to just watch the content that I produce and then transmute information into implementation. You know, I would say don't actually go out there and cold approach girls until you've watched at least 3 or 4 of my videos, because I just think the videos that I put out there, they do give great foundations to what you can expect, you know, when you're actually going out there. But yeah, I think nothing is ever going to be able to substitute for the real thing. And one of my favorite mantras, which I've been using more and more, is but belief follows action. Like, I think belief really does follow action. I think in the age that we live in of like hyperconnectivity, like the information age where all of the information is readily available, I think implementation is severely lacking. So I think if you can just watch like a couple of my videos, like 2, 3, 4 of the videos, and then just set the intention one day this week to just go out there, and like your intention might be different to somebody else's intention. Like one guy could come across my stuff and then he sets the intention to just do one direct call approach this week, and then another guy could be like, oh, I really like the way that Kristian just records himself in public. That could be your intention this week. Or maybe if you've already got skin in the game, then you could set the intention to do 10 direct call approaches this coming Saturday, like 10 direct call approaches in 90 minutes. But yeah, I wanted to open the floodgates today for like a little Q&A session as well. So I don't usually enable the live chat, but I appreciate there are some genuine people with genuine questions that they would like to ask me in real time. So yeah, I've got my Entourage group coaching call in about 30 minutes time, but I just wanted to put this live stream out for you boys, just to see if anybody's got any genuine questions that they would like to ask. I'm happy to help you boys with anything that you're struggling with, any sort of vicissitudes that you're facing right now. It might be with cold approach, it might be with dating, it might be with relationships, and yeah, I'm offering you the opportunity to just get some individually tailored coaching from myself over the next 10 or 15 minutes or so. But just something that I wanted to talk about quickly was, I've been in Lisbon for almost a week now, and I think like it's really been clear to me now how you actually get results with cold approach. And it's actually a lot more simple than I think a lot of guys realize. I think when a lot of guys, including myself, when I first started, I thought that I needed to have immaculate conversation skills. I thought I needed to learn like all of these different like game techniques, like push, pull, challenge, tease, neg. Does anybody even neg anymore? I'm just thinking like, why do we even learn this stuff? Anyway, but I do think all of that has got its place. Like I do think learning like the whole sort of day game models or like pickup lingo, or just, I don't know, just spending time in the trenches, like actually learning all of this stuff, I think it is useful. It's like learning to ride a bicycle with the stabilizers on, and then once you've got proficient at that, just taking the stabilizers off and sort of free flowing it a little bit. But I think what being here in Lisbon has really demonstrated to me, and I think Daniel can probably corroborate with this realization, is cold approach is actually really easy to get results from, as long as you actually have become the most fuckable version of yourself. like, I actually used to place a lot of emphasis on the actual conversation, and like that is important, but I think what matters more than the words that you say or even the way that you say it is who you are. Yeah, I think who you are carries the greatest emotional weight. So like, you could say the right words with the perfect delivery, but like, if on the inside you don't feel as though you're worthy of delivering those words, then in my experience, this is why guys don't get the results that they want. And I think the inner game, like the inner side of actually learning game and seduction, all this stuff, I think the inner game is the hardest thing, because I think that's really where the transformation, like the sort of the deep work is. Because I even remember, for me, like when I went through the whole looks maxing journey, like when I actually became the most physically fuckable version of myself, I went through this period where I did still feel like the ugly duckling inside. It was like my current self hadn't yet caught up with the current self. Like, I still felt like a former version of me when I was going into my approaches, and on the inside I still felt like that unfuckable turnip who was living in that grotty apartment in Central Leeds, or even further back than that. Like, I still felt like that 13-year-old kid who was just crying out for validation and who just desperately wanted to be wanted. So I do think like the inner side of game is so important, like actually having that self-adoration rather than self-deprecation, you know, being able to operate from a place of wholeness rather than from a place of lack. And for me, it's been a process. You know, it really has been a process. It's a process that really started 4 years ago when I started putting myself through the social fire. And I think that's how my inner game journey has developed. I think if guys are looking for a blueprint to actually develop bulletproof inner game, I would actually say do 100 direct cold approaches to start off with, because that's really helped me, like just putting myself through the social fire, realizing that everything is forgettable, realizing that nobody actually gives a flying fuck about me as much as I need to give a flying fuck about me. So I would say my inner game has really happened, like I've developed it by taking a lot of action. Yeah, like belief really does follow action. So I think if you've not done 100 direct call approaches yet and you're still struggling with your inner game, I think that's the first step that we need to take. It's just getting 100 direct call approaches done, because belief does follow action. And like, it was interesting because I was having a conversation with Daniel yesterday. Actually, no, it was the first day that we met up in Lisbon, and he was saying like how aesthetically different I am now to when we first met 4 years ago, like when I first started filming with him. And like, he made the point to me that actually doing cold approach makes you more physically attractive. Like, I don't know it's probably bro science, I don't know the actual science behind it, but like, I think just like, because I've been putting myself into so many approaches over the past 4 years, like, I think first of all, it's given me accountability to become the most fuckable version of me, because like, I don't want to be making videos or putting myself into conversations or dating girls if I still don't feel good in myself. So like, I think when we first get started with cold approach, I think it like holds a spotlight up to us. And then especially if like you're getting yourself recorded, like I have for the past 4 years, like when I first watched my first infields back, I was like, shit, like we're not as great as we actually thought we were, and we need to humble ourselves and realize that we've still got a long way to go. But like, I still feel that way as well. I think even though a lot of the times I can come across as obnoxious or arrogant or full of myself on these live streams or videos, I still fully appreciate that I am a work in progress, but I also understand the importance of speaking things into existence. Yeah, I think the majority of men today are either crushingly cruel commentators of themselves, and they castrate themselves with their own confidence by just being like, oh, I'm shit, I'm never going to be able to achieve anything, all this stuff, or either that, or they're just completely oblivious to things anyway. But like, I don't know, I just think like, getting 100 direct call approaches done ASAP, that's the first step to actually developing your inner game. And something that's really been helping me over this past week actually has been reading a book. It's called Reality Transurfing. And that's really helped me start to develop more of a bulletproof inner game. And this has only been over the past week as well. Reality Transurfing. It's a book that I stumbled across when I was going through a bit of a personal hardship in regards to my finances. Like, I documented it all on the live stream, so you boys can take a look at live streams like 4 or 5 days ago, and I don't know, like reading this book in conjunction with, there's another book, it's called Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz, I think. But yeah, reality transurfing and psycho-cybernetics, it just looks into the deepest shit of human existence. Like, who are we? Like, what are we doing? How can we change our reality by changing our thoughts? Like, I don't know about you, but I actually found that stuff really useful. I think the beautiful thing about my cold approach journey so far, it's like, it's opened the floodgates to understanding myself better as a human being. Like, I probably wouldn't be reading books like Reality Transurfing or Psycho-Cybernetics if it hadn't been for cold approach, because like, I always like to understand first principles when it comes to learning all of this stuff, right? It's like first principles in terms of like, why does anybody do anything? Like, why does anybody do anything? It's because they want to go from pain to pleasure, right? The world's motivated by self-interest. We all just want the best deal for ourselves. So it's like, by understanding like, just like by understanding basic biology, that, okay, we all want the best deal for ourselves, like play the game from a rational perspective rather than an emotional perspective. We all just want the best deal for ourselves. It's like, okay, I understand that now. It's like, for me to get results in the sexual marketplace, I need to be able to give people, or women, I need to be able to give women an offer so good they would feel stupid saying no. It's like, why would that girl want to date me? The only reason why a woman would want to date me is if she perceives me as a high quality option. Yeah, because girls today, they're swimming in so many high quality options, and it's like, if you can unlock this skill set of cold approach, you've already separated yourself from 99% of guys. Then it's just about becoming the most fuckable version of yourself. I really do think it is that simple when it comes to getting results with cold approach. I think the infield conversations that you're gonna see from Lisbon, they really underscore this point. Like, the amount of conversations I've had so far in Lisbon, I've come out of that conversation and Daniel has said to me, like, there really wasn't anything special about that conversation, but yeah, you seem to just get results. Like, it seemed to just work. Like, she seems to just want you. And the reason for that is because it's like, it's the inner game meets the outer game. Like, I think we need both. Like, I don't think it's enough to just have this, like, inner game if you look like shit. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if you're like 25 stone overweight and you're wearing like a fucking Slazenger hoodie with like a pair of joggers on, a pair of Crocs, like, I think both need to match up. It's like the inner game needs to meet the outer game, if that makes sense. It's like, learn cold approach, like get 100 direct cold approaches done as fast as possible. Become the most fuckable version of yourself. Like, if you don't know how to do that yet, I'll link my course below. So it's a free course. It teaches you how I went from an unfuckable turnip to a more fuckable version of myself. And I think, I do think that's one of the main reasons why I am the most credible source of information in this industry. Because I'm the only person who I'm aware of who has documented his entire journey from when I first started to where I'm at now. So that I always say to people, I am my best case study. Yeah, if you go back to the earliest videos on my channel and then you follow the chronological tapestry, it's like, oh shit, like Kristian does actually know what he's talking about. Like, he actually has started from the absolute mud and he's actually elevated himself to where he's at today. And it doesn't happen by luck, it does happen by design. So yeah, I would say before you even go out there and start putting yourself through the social fire, just watch a couple of my videos, get to know me better. I think when guys first come across my content, they usually have the wrong impression, and they don't actually take enough time to study who I was and who I've become and the journey, like the journey from going from where I was to where I'm at now, which is understandable. Like, I appreciate we don't all have the time to invest, but I think if you are going to start on this journey, watch a couple of the videos first, go out there, do 100 direct approaches, and then I would say, yeah, the final thing, just I'll link it underneath this video. Just download the course, because I think that'll really help you, because those are the steps that I've taken, which have really made this process a lot easier. So let me just answer some of the questions. Just came across your channel because of your live stream from yesterday, which came up on my homepage. My impression of you is that you're actually quite intelligent. How old are you? Oh, thanks, I appreciate that. I am 27 years old. Love you, bro. I live in Lisbon, and because of you, I started cold approaching. Also got to hook up once. P.S. I'm 16. Changing lives, one live stream at a time, bro. But yeah, I'm 27 years old. But no, I appreciate that. I appreciate if people come across my stuff and they think, oh, this guy actually knows what he's talking about. This guy's actually got depth. This guy actually has got character. I think there are a lot of just nonsense channels on the internet these days. I think a lot of the channels these days, they don't actually go deep into like the actual, like, I think it's just very surface level information. Do you know what I mean? They might teach lines, tricks, techniques, but I think very few of the people who create content specifically in the cold approach space, they actually go deep on like the principles. Like, okay, who are we? What are we doing here? How can we create an offer which is so compelling that people would feel stupid saying no? Understanding basic biology, like the world is motivated by self-interest. So like when you're going out there and you are doing your approaches, understanding that people don't really give a flying fuck about you unless you give them a compelling reason to do so, which is why become the most fuckable version of yourself. And like, I use Instagram as well, like using Instagram as my landing page. So like, you know, meeting people in person, and then they can go over to my Instagram and be like, oh, this guy actually is the person that he says he is. So it's like, I don't know, I feel as though the game, it's changed a lot in the past 10 years. And I think that in like the survival of the fittest, it's not the strongest, the smartest, or, yes? Yeah? I've got no money on me, bro, I'm sorry. Okay. Obrigado. Yeah, I just got to ask for some money. But yeah, it's the people who are most willing to adapt. You know, I think that's what it is. It's like the people who are most willing to adapt who really win this game. So I think, yeah, in terms of practical steps, just watch a couple more of my videos. I'd say watch the infield content. So I've got a lot more infield content coming from Lisbon. So that's going to help you. I dropped a new video like a couple days back. So that's the first video from Lisbon. So I'd like you boys to watch that. And then once I finish this live stream, I'll link the courses below. And really those courses, they give you everything that you need to get started and get results in this space. Like, I give away information and I charge for implementation, meaning that once you've consumed enough of my content and you feel as though, do you know what, I really like Kristian, I resonate with his approach to life, I'd actually like to join his network, I'd like to get mentored by him personally, I'd like to travel the world with him as well, then you can do that. You know, you can apply to work with me, and then we can take it from there. But yeah, everything that you need, I'll link it below in the free courses. I would say don't approach any girls until you've watched a couple of my videos, downloaded the free courses, and then, yeah, when you're ready to pull the trigger, just go out and just do 100 direct call approaches. It doesn't need to be difficult. Just find some women who you find attractive. Hi, excuse me, do you speak English? Amazing. I just wanted to say, you look amazing. Have a good day. Just do that 100 times. Just rep it out. Rep. And just view the reps themselves as the reward. Yeah? So like the fact that you actually show up, the pleasure is in the pursuit, the achievement is in the attempt, the success is in the showing up. So yeah, I hope that this live stream has been useful. I'm making this in like a little Lisbon, I don't even know what you'd call it, like a little outdoor seating area. Yeah, just making this content out in public because I think the content carries more emotional weight when I'm actually creating it in public rather than just being one of those talking head videos who just sitting in the comfort of his home. I think just actually making videos outside, I don't know, I just think that's, my whole mantra is freedom from bullshit, like tapping into that freedom from bullshit frequency. So it's like, do the live streams outside, talk to the Castanovians outside, do the infields outside, just do everything outside. But yeah, I hope that you boys have found this useful. I'm gonna go get ready for my group coaching call with the Entourage. No, in terms of, maybe I'll do like a separate live stream on like what I think about Lisbon, sort of like the pros and cons, etc. But yeah, I can't really give you boys any more than I've already provided you with in terms of information. So yeah, I'll link the free courses below, download them, access them, and then transmute information into implementation. And yeah, if you want to work with me personally, then I'll put all the links below. But yeah, wishing you boys obnoxious success with everything that you do. Go out there, live a life beyond the beige, and don't die with your music still inside of you. So yeah, thank you boys for the questions. I appreciate all of you, and I will speak with you again tomorrow and next day. We're doing a live stream every single day. So yeah, all right, bye.